I'm Joanna, the ISFJ.
And I am Asante, the INTP.
So, we're going to start this video by talking about how we met and how long we've been friends. So, you want to start off with that first
Sure.
question?
Yeah, how we met. I was over a campus group called Prayer Furnace, and her and another friend came randomly one day, and I didn't know either of them. So they just joined in, and yeah, it started from there. And you can add whatever.
Okay. Yeah, so that's how we met, and so we've known each other for probably 2.5 years, but we've been friends for almost going on 2 years now. So yeah, and actually, the friend that I went to the prayer furnace with, she was the one who introduced me to the Myers-Briggs. And at first, when I took the test, I got completely mistyped. I didn't get the wrong. I got the wrong personality type, and then it was like
What'd you get?
INFJ.
Yeah,
But I was an INFJ for maybe a good year, and then after a year, like through analyzation and just reading about functions, different things like that, I turned out to be an ISFJ. So, very interesting.
And then they got me interested in it. So I want to say Emma, which is her friend, she typed me before I even actually took the test. Probably.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't be surprised. But but I actually, for an internship that I was applying for, they made me take the Myers-Briggs thing, but they did the socionomics version of it. So I got INTJ, and I heard INTJ is the Myers-Briggs INTP. So yeah. So
I haven't looked into socionics very often.
Me neither.
So,
but that's all I know about it. But yeah, and INTP seemed to fit me. At first, I didn't really understand it when they introduced me to it. So
she was very skeptic. She was very skeptical of this whole Myers-Briggs stuff. She wasn't buying into it.
Yeah. And I thought it was putting me in a box, and then Emma told me that, of course, an INTP would say that. So, yeah. Anyways, I looked into it, and stuff was actually pretty accurate. So, and I've been somewhat addicted ever since.
Yes. I would say I wasn't like really into it until maybe about a year, or actually probably this year I got really into it. But
same here.
2015, I was like, yeah, I'm an ISFJ or whatever. But I didn't like look into it very in depth, and so yeah, it's been great. I love Myers-Briggs.
Yeah, it's cool. I have 1,000 pins about it, but it's cool.
Mm-hmm. There's so many pins out there for INTPs. Fellow INTPs, you need to go and check out Pinterest. You'll learn a lot about yourself.
That's the only reason I use Pinterest, is to look up Myers-Briggs stuff. That's okay.
And actually, she was the one who got me to pick up Pinterest again, because she was like, oh, there's all these pins on Myers-Briggs. And so I was like, I had no idea. So I went on there, and I was like, okay, this is it. I'm back on Pinterest. So I'm glad. So, yeah, so some of the things that we have in common as friends, I would say that we're both interested in like psychology, and I really like reading about like different crimes, real life, I don't know, I guess you could say murders and things that happened in the past. What's something that we share in common? I would say some other things we share would be some music.
Yeah, some music.
I know we're both International House of Prayer, um, like I don't know what you call it, but we like
avid listeners, I suppose.
Yeah, avid listeners. Yeah, with like Misty Edwards.
Yes, Misty Edwards. If for some reason Misty Edwards ever watched this video, I would love to know whether she's an INTP or not, because her music just hits home. Anyways, it's like finally you understand and can put into words what I'm thinking. But anyways. What's the other stuff we have in common?
I would say some of the I'd say we both kind of like from like a movie aspect, we like more like what's it called, like real life or documentaries, historical dramas, I guess you could say. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings fan, so she's yet to get on board with that. One of these days, that will happen.
We'll see. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I guess kind of contrary to INTP stereotypes, I'm really not that fond of Star Trek and Star Wars and sci-fi stuff. Yeah, I'm not too fond of it. I like real world documentary stuff, like she said.
Mm-hmm.
And stuff like heists, like any movie that deals with breaking into something or hacking something. Yeah, that's stereotypically INTP.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've always loved movies like that, especially from a kid. Like even stuff like National Treasure, that was one of my favorites as a kid. And I don't know, I want to say there was one maybe called Inside Man. Yeah, with Denzel Washington. That was one of my favorites as well.
Mm-hmm. Denzel, he's a great actor. Love him. Yes, and what else we have in common? I would say definitely getting to know each other from the prayer furnace, and both of us being believers. Obviously, that was a major component of bringing both of us together. And also, Myers-Briggs helps. It helps us understand one another, but also like just being believers in Christ, we just automatically just have that connection. So.
What have some of our interactions been like? Like, how do we use our different functions? Because we have the same functions, they're just in completely different orders.
Yeah. Oh, you can start off.
So yeah, INTP cognitive functions: introverted thinking, extroverted intuition, introverted sensing, and extroverted feeling. In that order. So yeah, I rely very heavily on reason and logic and things making sense to me. I like to understand things, and also with secondary function of extroverted intuition, I like to find possibilities in everything. To me, everything is connected. Like, it's like a painting of the sky is connected to, I don't know, somebody's childhood, or et cetera, or what they did this morning, or how they like to wake up in the mornings and their morning routines and stuff. It's all connected to me. There's always some kind of interweaving happening, and I like to find that. So, Yeah, that's what I use primarily. Um, introverted sensing. I guess it just I guess it just makes me feel nostalgic a
Mm-hmm.
lot.
Especially with me being the dominant function, I really help that increase, I suppose.
And then extroverted feeling. That's a tricky one. Because it's definitely not my strong suit. And it has developed over the years. I guess, yeah, I guess some people would sometimes, especially in my past, would regard me as very cold and unfeeling and stuff like that. But it's not true. I just have inferior extroverted feeling.
Okay. Alright, my functions, I am introverted sensing. So I love, like, my inner world is, like, based upon memories and personal experiences and just, I guess, always referring back to, like, the past, thinking about the past, really good about like remembering details. I really like remembering details, the facts of different things. I would say that's definitely pretty dominant in my life. I mean, that's that's my dominant function, but yes, love the past, love making memories and imprints of different things and reliving different moments through my SI. And then I'm extroverted feeling as my second function. So I would say I use extroverted feeling a lot.
More than me.
Yes, but yes, I use extroverted feeling a lot. Basically, just very outward focused. Think about like how can I, what can I do to help the situation? How can I help others? How can I guess, make people comfortable? More catered to, I guess, more what's acceptable, I guess you could say. Um, so, trying to think if I can add any more about extroverted feeling. Um, hmm,
You consider people's feelings much more
yes, yes,
than other people's feelings.
yes. That
Above your own.
yes,
Yeah.
I would say very much so. Very much so. I value those people in my life, and I care about I care about I guess their well-being and like how they're doing and all this stuff, which is kind of like a stereotype from the ISFJ. Had to throw that in there.
Except she doesn't bake cookies, she bakes. Well, she does bake cookies
Sometimes, but it's been like maybe a year or less than a year. Okay. So I'm not living up to that, but that's alright. And then I have introverted thinking, which it takes me a while to process stuff because I'm like analyzing it and like referring it back to my SI and seeing if it makes sense, if like if I had previous knowledge of that or the information that I take in as I'm analyzing it, I'm just like using my TI and my SI together. But I would definitely say that I use more so of like I'm definitely less logical, less think, like really analyze it for a long period of time. Because basically, if I already know in my mind, like, oh, I read about this, or I have previous knowledge of that, then I just kind of like, just kind of accept it. I just accept it because I'm just like, well, I have that.
That's why you need to develop your extroverted intuition.
Yes, well, yes, and that's way at the bottom, and yeah, and Asante is helping me with that, trying to develop the extroverted intuition. It's definitely a weak point in my personality. Um, I can't really say much about extroverted intuition because I'm not sure where I use that in my life. I'm not sure. But
If I can use extroverted feeling, you can use extroverted
no,
intuition.
I'm sure I do somewhere, but I just can't really give an example of extroverted intuition. Um,
I don't know. Maybe picking gifts for people,
mhm,
like figuring out what they might like and all the
mhm.
different possibilities.
Yeah, that's true. Okay. Yes, yes. So extroverted intuition right there.